Hey, it's me, Kimba. I have a new phone, so I'll be recording from my new smartphone from now on. As I mentioned before, I was in the hospital from April 15th until May 8th. DSS placed me at a women's transitional shelter in Brentwood on Suffolk Avenue. It became apparent to me after 2 weeks that this place wasn't for me. I thought there was only 12 or 14 people. Turned out there was 30 people in the house. The house rules are you cannot store food in the refrigerator for longer than 2 days, which means that you're constantly buying food. And I was going broke and going hungry because I kept on buying food because you couldn't store it long term. 16 girls sharing a refrigerator? What kind of crap is that? I admit I had some health issues and some hygiene issues. I will admit that. But if you put somebody with arthritis on the bottom floor, and there's a flight of stairs, and it's a struggle just getting up the stairs, why would you do that? And then the worst thing was, the roommate stole money from me. And instead of putting her out, they kept her for 2 weeks. I heard she moved out, but I'm not even so sure if that's true at all. I took too long to report it, but I was scared. I really was, and I told them that. But then they threw my hygiene issues in my face, saying that, oh, you must be a prostitute because you paid your rent in all $10 bills. What kind of crap is that? I'm going in and out at night. Hello, I'm a grown woman. Why do I have to tell you where I'm going? And the manager said something that made sense. The very thing that she said, let me explain. Certain people in the house will not open up because of people using that information against them. And why would I open up about myself or volunteer any personal information? The less you know, the better. I admit I have a past. Like I want to tell people about certain things in my past. When a woman in the house had a miscarriage, she had to air out all her personal business so people will leave her alone. What kind of mess is that? I stopped being in the house. I would come in, go in, do my chore, and go out. I admit certain things that should have been handled right, and I corrected it. I understand that my former roommate wanted sleep, but you keep on complaining every time I move. I'm getting out of bed. I'm a big woman. The bed is going to move. And in fact, she moved way more than I do. I had to hear her nagging and complaining about the same thing for almost 2 weeks. And then my Jewish Board Family and Children Services, Carnita Gibson Bannister, wanted me to stay there. She made it sound as if I just up and left. I was telling her what was going on. I kept on calling her and saying, this is what's going on. This is not right. And it seemed like my issues went on deaf ears. I understand that I've been bouncing around a lot. I do admit that. It's hard not being stable, but I'm doing the best that I can with what's available. But then, get this. she told Miss Carnita Gibson Bannister said that I burned my bridges and that I should have stayed. If those kind of conditions are present, the house being chaotic all the time, I can't handle that. And you see my record, I was diagnosed with schizophrenia and bipolar disorder. Why would I want to stay there in them circumstances? What is wrong with these people? They make you not want to be bothered with. I said I don't want to be bothered with people because I'm sick of dealing with idiots, people that don't want to listen when you have a problem. Because my mother said something that made sense. I'm being ignored. It's like I'm talking and they're not listening. I tried to get placed in emergency housing several times since towards the end of May, and nothing happened. They said I had suitable housing, suitable for someone that doesn't have mental illness. You should never mix people at different mental health levels together, because that's a recipe for disaster. And look, it's disaster. I understand it may seem like I'm just jumping around, but I refuse to be abused anymore. I refuse to deal with people that are ignorant and that don't care about other people's feelings. Having my money stolen is disrespectful, but they telling me I shouldn't carry no money around me at all. You can't always keep your money on a debit card, because that person could go and spend the money on the debit card. And then what then? Who do these people think they are? Telling me that. I understand it may seem like I'm jumping around. They wanted me to stay in Hempstead, saying I had suitable house. The man was trying to sexually harass me. Him and his sister had it out for me because I didn't want him. I wasn't interested in dating him. I kept on telling you I've gone through personal issues with sexual abuse and rape, and I just didn't want to be bothered with anybody right that then and there. But then he was spouting off, saying that he don't need no doctors and no psychiatrists, only God and faith. Not everybody deals with mental health issues the same way, and he was expecting me to deal with it the way he did. That's not realistic. That's not going to happen. And I remember having a conversation. He wanted me to talk to his business partner. I said no. Turned around, went upstairs. And then he was accusing me of being nasty. Yeah, I had to get nasty because you wouldn't back off. If I say no, no means no. Back the hell off. Leave me alone. I feel sorry for him because I refused to the final straw was when I went to social services 2-3 days ago, and they said they couldn't prove my homelessness. Despite speaking with a friend of mine, saying that he was in New Jersey, they was asking me how was I getting around. If you're homeless, you do what you gotta do in order to survive. And I did that. And this is what they're not getting. When you need money, a little bit of money, even just to handle business like wash your clothes and eat and travel around, you do what you have to do. It makes no sense that this is happening. It really doesn't. Because I did all that I could. And here's the strange thing. My EBT card for Medicaid and food stamps was sent out to that house twice. And both times it never got there. My half-fare card was sent out twice. It never got there. And the MTA said that they sent it out. So what gives there? I'm just saying, my aunt said that they may have the cards, but it doesn't matter because I canceled them. It makes no sense. People want me to go back, and go back. I tried going back because that's what they wanted me to come back. But the issue was I was given an eviction notice. I wanted to be evicted. I told them that I had issues with my Social Security. The truth was that the money got stolen by somebody from my past, by my adult entertainment past. I'm going to tell them about my adult entertainment past and who did it. I just wanted to be out. The staff said if you don't want to be there, they'll give you an eviction notice. But then, why would you give me an eviction notice and then give me a rent voucher along with it? If I don't want to be there, you cannot force someone to be there. I have mental health issues. How many times must you have to prove that you're disabled? They already have that on record already with SSI. So I don't understand why I have to prove I'm disabled. I'm getting SSI. That's proof enough that I'm disabled. So why am I having so many issues? Because of their stupidity, I'm out on the streets. I have nowhere to go, nowhere to stay. People ask me, where are you going to go? Where are you going to go? I don't know. I didn't burn my bridges. I didn't do it. I reported it like I was supposed to, and nothing got done. My Miss Carnita Gibson Bannister said that I burnt my bridges, that I should have never left, and stand with abuse and harassment, and I should take that. I've done enough of that. I told her I had said that I wanted to move to Newark, New Jersey, near Newark Penn Station. She says she's concerned because Newark isn't Newark. She said Newark, New Jersey isn't safe. Hello, Hempstead is just as bad, if not worse. I lived in some of the worst areas of Brooklyn and the Bronx. Who is she to tell me that this is not safe? And that I'm going to end up in the hospital again? I'm not suicidal. Yeah, I bounce around a lot, but I didn't ask to be treated this way by these people. I was being nice to them, and I still got accused of not being nice to people. It's to the point where I haven't had a good night of sleep in almost a week. I'm surprised I'm even still talking at this point. I feel like I'm going to drop at any moment of exhaustion. But I gotta keep going. Because I'm a no-quitter. I don't stop until the task is completed. I told somebody that I'm glad I had a ghetto upbringing. People say I'm too nice for my own good, that I'm timid. If it wasn't for my ghetto upbringing, I'd be dead right now. If I wasn't raised on the... I ran with some of the worst people in New York City. They was crazy, violent, but when you needed help, they were there. They've since passed on, though, and may they rest in peace. Like, these people are severely underestimating who I am. You try living in the projects for 20-something years and come back to me. Screw them. I told Miss Carnita Gibson Bannister to drop me for Family Board, Jewish Board, Family and Children's Service. I don't want to hear from you. I don't want to talk to you. Don't call me because I am not going to answer the phone. I'm like, how are you going to leave someone out on the streets like that with nowhere to go? And I'm telling you, I've been calling all these people, but because of the Medicaid, it held stuff up. That's not my fault.